So Clay, if you ever wanted to have horse property, but not have to live out and far away, that's what we're talking about. South Jordan right here. Take a look at that lot size.
That's incredible. And you know, Jay, I grew up around horses.
Yeah.
You know, we had a cattle ranch growing up and worked with horses. There's just something soothing about having them. And like you say, to have the convenience of having them this close, right on your property, caring for them becomes so much simpler. And what a beautiful estate.
Yeah, and so this, when you pull into this neighborhood, it's all equestrian horse property.
Oh.
And so all of the lot, which you don't really find anymore.
No.
Because you just don't find land like this anymore, especially in the middle of the city. And it's right next to the equestrian center. And so land is always valuable. And if you can get it right in South Jordan and take a look at the remodel on the inside.
Oh, my word, yeah.
Beautiful, right?
Well, you have that update on the inside. On the outside, you have the mature landscaping, all the benefits of, you know, more seasoned property that's been around and laid out very nicely. And then you come inside and they've just really done this right.
They've decked it out.
They have.
They spent a lot of money on this remodel, because you can tell when people go in and they do a remodel, they might paint the cabinets, they mimight, sneak by with something they really put the money in. I think their plan was to stay here long term, but I think they've made, something's changed in their life, and they're gonna move on and do something different, but that's gonna be somebody else's game, because they really have put a lot into this.
They have, and that's one of the cool things about doing this with you, Jay, is you see some of these, and this is one of those homes you look at and you go, wow, that's a great idea. Or I really like the way they've done that. I like the layout. I like the color tones that they've chosen, the kitchen, the way they did the tile work and countertops, and then just carrying into this. Like I say, they really did the remodel the right way.
Yeah, it looks like a brand new home.
It does.
Yeah.
It really does.
And so the nice thing about this, you can't get brand new houses unless you spend a lot of money, because a lot like this costs a lot, okay? You're gonna be talking, this lot's gonna cost you probably $300,000. And normally what happens, then they take and they have to build a big, huge house on it to be able to make the numbers right. This one's still economical as far as value. So you get a newer brand. I mean, look, it's like a brand new, right?
Yes, it is.
Really nice neutral colors, and you get that huge lot. You get the established neighborhood, so you get all the mature trees. This one's a winner.
It is. Like I said, that's one of my things, is ultimately to have horses again and have that on my property. So I see a property like this and I covet a little bit. I think, wow, this is a perfect setup. And then just like I say, you just look at the inside of this and what they've done here with these colors and the bathroom, and it works for just about anybody. It really does. When you look at this.
Look at all, and they didn't spare any expense. They didn't just paint the cabinets. These are brand new wood grain cabinets. Everything's brand new in this house. I mean, it looks, just built-in book cabinets, right?
I love those rooms.
Yeah, look at all the light. That room kind of wraps around those light, and those windows wrap around that room. Lots of light everywhere you see in this house. Just beautiful.
Yeah, and it's nice the way they've done that, with this property and with the remodel. And you have another extra room down here. I love that room. I might have one of those in our house.
Yeah.
Actually,
headed down. They've got a second little kitchen down in the basement area down here. They've got like a little reading room down here, a little place for the kids to watch TV.
And as a kid, you always dream about having these kind of places to go to.
Yeah.
And your kids love it. I know my kids have loved having these type of spaces like that, where they can read, chill out, hang out together. Nice little kitchenette that we have down there. Yeah,
so they've really done one of the really beautiful things. So this one's going to be 6 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. It's about 4,156 square feet with 1.28 acres. And boy, a lot of house, right?
That's a lot of house. It is the perfect horse property.
Yeah. One thing I really like about these bedrooms, they've got massive closets. They don't really usually just kind of stick them in there, but they really put massive closets. Now head into the backyard here. They've had, the backyard is big enough and nice enough. They call it like a park-like backyard. They've had, this little sitting area in the afternoon is perfect to watch the sun go down. They've had weddings in this backyard. It is beautiful.
Yeah, it is. I love that deck right off the house right there, and this great fire pit right here in the middle. And like I said, that perfect football yard, and yet then you have the great touches of the nice little garden tree area. Good warmth there that provides.
Yeah, and your neighbors are far away, so you could have a party. You could have a party, or you could have a wedding, and nobody would care,
Yeah.
And the horse property, there's nothing more valuable than horse property. property out there. When it really comes down to it, that's what, I mean, even if you're not going to have houses, to have the ability to have houses, look at that thing, it almost frames perfectly in the city.
And the
It's a
surrounding
standout.
with all those mature trees is just, I love that.
Yeah, and so this is just a couple blocks away. We're going into the equestrian center, which is perfect. You can see the racetrack on the back there and the place for all the stables. And this is a house that I really, really like. It's an exceptional value, and it's in a great location.
It is.